A very good afternoon from the Ecogen Stadium at Stair Park. Resplendent in the final day sunshine. I'm Laurence Nelson, alongside me is Brian Martin, and George Frank is behind the camera. We are here for the final game of the William Hill League 2 season. Stranraer versus Bonnyrigg Rose Athletic. Bonnyrigg, of course, big game for them this afternoon. Brian, good afternoon to you. How are you?
Afternoon, Laurence. Yes, sunny Stranraer, eh? Absolutely.
It's
fantastic.
Lovely, isn't it? By the way, it's absolutely Baltic in the stand, as usual. Some things never change.
But the guys on the far side in the sunshine have got it right today.
Yep, Bonnyrigg Rose, of course, I think they paid for, I was going to say subsidised, I think they paid for their fans to come down on the buses. Fair play to them, they've turned out in their numbers. They need 3 points this afternoon, nothing else will do. They've got to beat us and hope that Forfar lose to Stirling Albion. Otherwise, they're Club 42, and Brian, we've been there. Chris Aiken not without his problems in terms of injuries and suspensions. 2 changes, so let me bring you the Stranraer lineup. In goals, 13 Josh Lane, 2 Scott Robertson, 5 Craig Ross, 10 Elliot Dunlop, 11 Mark Russell, 16 Aaron Quigg. The next 2 are the players coming in, 17 Curtin at Night and 18 Max Guthrie, 19 Finn Eckrapont, 25 Ryan Edgar and 26 Lewis Reid. On the Blues bench, number 1 Sam Kane, 3 Tam Brindley, 7 Adam Wilde, 9 Harry Mitchell, 25 Ali Hilferty and 22 Jake Ellis. Bonnyrigg team this afternoon, well, they name the same 11 which beat Spartans at New Dundas Park 2-1 last Saturday. That makes their team in goals number 1 Paddy Martin, 2 Angus Mailer, 3 Neil Martinuke, 6 Sean Murphy, 8 Aaron Arnott, 9 Kieran McGahey, 10 Lee Curry, 16 Murray Aiken, 18 Kieran Somerville, 19 Cameron Ross and 22 Callum Connolly. On the Rose bench, 25 sub-keeper Michael Andrews, 4 Kerr Young, 7 Mark Ferry, 20 Gallagher Lennon, 21 Ryan Porteous and 24 former Stranraer player Brock Watson. Referee for this one is Peter Stewart, and of course we've got the players' end of season awards ceremony to look forward to in the Fitba Bar tonight. Are you raring to go for that, Brian?
Oh, I've got my dicky tie on tonight. There we go.
So referee Peter Stewart brings the teams out. Now, what about the mascot today, Brian?
Yeah, the mascot today is a great touch for the club. It's Amy Ross, who is of course Craig Ross's sister, and she's the mascot for today's match. A fantastic touch by the club to let Amy be the mascot today. And
I like the fact also she's wearing number 5.
Yeah, and Amy's 16, and believe it or not, Craig Ross is her favourite player.
Well done, Amy. So we've got the pyro in operation at the way end, although actually, to be honest, the colour is grey or white or black. Does that mean there's a new pope? It doesn't look. There's a bit of red there as well, to be fair. There is a bit of red.
Controversial.
Man standing over there in front of the green advertising board with no shirt on, Brian. It must be a bit warmer over there than it is here, I'll tell you that.
Wow.
He'd die exposure in the stand if he did that.
No chance. No chance, Laurence. I see him now, aye.
Either that or it's a Mr. Universe competition that's on the go that we're unaware of, that they never asked us to enter. Murphy turns, tries to get it in, it comes out only as far as Lee Curry though. Back out to Mailer, and his attempt to get the cross in is blocked. Oh, I thought Mailer should have let that go for the corner there. Bonnyrigg try to control that. That is not far away.
Yeah, just couldn't clear the lines.
Could not clear the lines.
Yeah.
And 20 minutes in, the visitors go close. Russell does his best there to intercept, but can't do it now. Lop gets a touch but can't do anything with it. Here's Aiken.
No.
Now Guthrie races into the box.
Cut in, shoots on, that's it.
He has a go, and that's a great save by Paddy Martin. Max Guthrie, 25th minute. Turns, as Brian Martin suggests, has a shot, but great save by Martin. Keeps the game goalless. Now, danger here, and that's a nice attempt by Cameron Ross on the turn, you have to say, at Josh Lane all over that one. Curry should lift this one out, and he does to McGahey. Now, Murphy Twists and turns, gets it back to McGahey. There's a concerted effort this time from Bonnyrigg. Here they come. But in the middle, and it's fisted initially by Josh Lane, and the Bonnyrigg player following up. Murray Aiken just can't keep that one on target.
Nice bit of play by Bonnyrigg there, Laurence, to create a chance.
You could just see the way they came forward there. This is a real chance building.
Yep.
Ooh. Manages to get to that first. Now, that's Guthrie. Cuts inside, gets it across, frees up some space, gives it to Ekrapont. Ekrapont has a go, and that is not too far away. Would need to be behind the goal, really, to see how close that was. But Finn Ekrapont, he had Elliot Dunlop to his left. Ekrapont decided of a shot, and it was well worth a go. Murphy sends that forward, but Lewis Reed's there now. Here is Murphy again. Could this be a last opportunity and a half? We're 10 seconds away from the 45 as Curry sends that out wide to McGahey. Inside, concerted move forward again by Bonnyrigg. And here's Lee Curry, and that ain't far away. Right on 45, a Lee Curry drive whistles over Josh Lane's crossbar. Ekrapont with the throw in into Russell. He's back to goal. Back to Ekrapont, this time it goes into the box, and a nice twist and a header on goal by Ryan Edgar. But unfortunately Paddy Martin was right in line with that headed effort. Quiggs under that one.
That's a wee push there, but
gets
shove, away.
Now Guthrie sends that wide to Elliot Dunlop. Dunlop on Mailer, and he wins the corner. And it comes.
It's Robertson,
and Robertson's shot at
the
goal
keeper again,
was blocked by the keeper, Paddy Martin.
Fantastic save again.
Yeah, great blocking save by Martin. Thought Scott Robertson had scored there, Brian.
That's a couple he's had. The keeper had a right good couple of saves.
Dunlop sends the corner in. Robertson. Oh, and Robertson's shot blocked again on the line, I think, by the looks of things.
How Robert's not scored in the last couple of minutes.
He shouldn't have been given the chance there, but he was given the chance, and again it was blocked. Bonnyrigg trying to get this across. Somerville slips and lets Craig Ross in. His first touch let him down a wee bit there, Edgar. And Curry does it again. 57th minute in. Edgar booked, and it's the same player he came up against in the home game against Bonnyrigg. Got a red card then. And this time he gets a yellow. So we restart with the free kick for the visitors. And it comes. He headers that into the danger area. Out comes Ekrapont to the rescue. Russell does, Guthrie does well rather. Feeds Elliot Dunlop. He hails off up the left. Mailer's in front of him. He squares it. Guthrie, and he pulls the shot just wide of the far post. That was a lovely move, Brian.
I was laughing at the Bonnyrigg defenders flailing behind Dunlop. He left him for speed, Laurence. As expected, Ryan coming off.
59 minutes. Ryan Edgar replaced by Harry Mitchell. Ryan Porteous replaces Kieran McGahey.
I don't see many of these boys now with the tops off, Laurence. Have they passed away with
exposure? I'm not seeing anything about the sign that he's behind, Brian. But I'll tell you what, he has to be a bit of a character to go out topless in a day like this.
Good.
Guthrie goes off to chase. Can you keep this in? Mailer does really well there. Digs back in. There. Curry out to Murphy. That's played forward. Further forward for Ross to chase. Ross gets away from Reed. Makes headway, and that's a goal. Has to be a goal. Lovely finish by Aaron Arnott. Puts Bonnyrigg ahead.
I think Lewis Reed's got to take the blame for that, Laurence.
And the advertising boarding's over there taking an absolute doing from the Bonnyrigg fans. However, Arnott puts them in front.
Probably against their own play, Laurence.
70 minutes in.
Yeah, it's been all Stranraer second half, and probably their first attack really with any meaningful thing in Wait a minute, sorry, I'm looking for Laurence. Meaningful.
Poor at the back from Stranraer, you have to say.
Lewis Reid lost it, aye.
And a nice finish from Arnott. 20 minutes remaining. Bonnyrigg have the lead. They're now waiting on events from Forfar. So 71 minutes. Angus Mailer replaced by Gallagher Lennon. 74 minutes. Scott Robertson replaced by Tam Brindley.
As I say, Laurence, Scott Robertson absolutely correct himself at 37-year-old. Probably one of the hardest jobs in the park, and he's up and down there like nobody's business. Fantastic.
Another sterling season for Stranraer from Robo. Tripont tries to get it left to Dunlop. That will go for a corner.
Yep.
And it goes nearer the back post than the front. That should be cleared though. It's all a bit tame at Ekrapont. I thought he was going to have a go there. He thought
right foot.
Back out to Ekrapont.
That's his left foot.
He will, and that's not far away at all.
That's a better foot for him.
And subs for Stranraer, bringing on 3 substitutes.
Here's a young kid.
Yeah,
it's great to see.
McKnight is going off. Guthrie is going off. And Dunlop is going off. On come Adam Wilde, Ali Hilferty and Jake Ellis. So Murphy replaced by Brock Watson. Brindley lets it bounce over him. He does well though, gets it away. Hilferty out to Jake Ellis. Ellis with Watson in front, and Brock Watson beats him in the tackle. Sends the ball into the middle to Porteous. And that will be a free kick as Ellis takes Porteous out. Brian Martin, who's your Stranraer man of the match?
I think Marky Russell has run up and down that park like a Trojan, and I'll get to Marky Russell.
I think Mark Russell has been decent the last few weeks, particularly. And Mark Russell is Brian Martin's Stranraer man of the match. Curry sends in the free kick, danger here. And that one carried safely by Josh Lane.
Not been the greatest finish to the season.
No, I think it's been a bit flat from Stranraer's point of view.
I think it's been safe,
Peter Stewart says he's had enough. Bonnyrigg get the win. They've done what they had to do. They now wait on the final score from Station Park. As it stands, Forfar are drawing, and Bonnyrigg are still Club 42 on goal difference, but the large contingent from New Dundas Park will need to wait on confirmation from Station Park Forfar. As for Stranraer, Brian, it all ends up with a rather flat and pretty disappointing 1-0 defeat to Bonnyrigg. I think I have to say, a bit unlucky to lose that one.
Yeah, I think a draw would have been a fair result, Laurence. You know, I mean, as I say, one mistake from us let them in for the goal. Their keeper had a couple of right good saves to keep them at 0-0. But all in all, I think a draw would have been a fair result. But just the way our looks went at the end of the season, we draw again.
So the Bonnyrigg players go across to greet their fans. Like the fans, they're waiting on full time from Forfar.
If it is Bonnyrigg, Laurence, I wish them all the best in the playoffs, because we went through it last season, and it's not a nice feeling on a Saturday morning.
It really isn't, and I presume Forfar have finished. I've got a message through from a Forfar fan saying yes.
Yep, that's it. Bonnyrigg in the playoffs.
Yep, Forfar have drawn, and Bonnyrigg are Club 42. They will now go to take on the winners of East Kilbride or Brora. It was looking like East Kilbride when last we checked. Two-legged game at East Kilbride next Saturday, then at New Dundas Park. A week on Saturday. We wish them well. For Stranraer, we thank our players for the season. We've had some lows, some great highs as well. And on behalf of all at Stranraer FC Live, thank you for watching and enjoy the summer.